Have you ever experienced or witnessed? I'd love for you to relate to me a story or stories where you feel like you've experienced or witnessed something that was magical or miraculous in your life. Something maybe it didn't doesn't necessarily have to have happened to you, or maybe it is something that happened to you. And I'd love to hear anything or all that you'd like to share.
Oh my goodness. Well, we could be here the rest of the day. Um, but it's like 50 degrees in Illinois where I am right now, so I can't be here the rest of the day. I gotta get out. Um, oh, what a beautiful question. First of all, what a beautiful question. To 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 ground ourselves in awe and wonder and miracle is such a gift. That's number one. Um, well, for the most part, I'm a hospital chaplain. I've done some parish ministry, but I'm really better at hospice chaplaincy and hospital chaplaincy. And I've been a hospital chaplain for quite a while. So I'm going to tell you a story, and and I hope you enjoy it. So it was a Friday night. I was working in Colorado Springs, where I lived for 14, 15 years, until recently when I moved to Fort Collins. Um, I uh, I was working Friday evening at 7 p.m. as a hospital chaplain in a Catholic hospital where I worked full time and had for years. And I got a call. Nobody wants to see the chaplain at 7 p.m. on a Friday night, generally speaking. But I got a call from a nurse, and he said, Roger, there's a frail little woman up here, and she's tiny, and she's going to go to hospice in a couple of days, but her family has left for the night to get some rest. And she's in there, and I think she could use some company and maybe a prayer, whatever. And I was like, of course, I'll come right up. So I went up to fourth floor. And as I was going in, the nurse said to me, Roger, I just want you to know that she's a little confused and she's in there muttering the Lord's Prayer. You know, remember that one? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. And sure enough, I walked in and she was pretty much asleep, kind of out of it. But she's, Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And so I just sit next to her, quiet as can be. I sit next to her and I hold her hand. I just hold that small little hand. And I'm like, well, I know this prayer. I might as well join in as quietly as I can. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses. And I'm going along with it. And as we're going along, it was sort of slow. It was kind of unfolding slowly. But somehow, the sweet little old lady that I met for 20 minutes on the fourth floor of a hospital in Colorado Springs, somehow she woke up enough to notice my presence. And we're getting towards the end. And she says, oh, goodness, I seem to have forgotten the end, but thank you, God, for everything.
Oh my goodness. I do have to tell you that I admire hospital chaplains so much. I had an option when I went to seminary for an internship and to do some CPE,
Yes.
and I ran screaming from that opportunity because I just wasn't ready for it. And
Right.
so first, I just want to say thank you so much for your work and for being able to be present to people on what could potentially be one of the worst days of their life. Thank you for having the capacity to be there for people, whether it's just to listen or it's to have a conversation or hold their hand. I do have to say that every chaplain I've had on the show has pretty much told the most beautiful stories I've ever heard.
Isn't that beautiful? I mean, in the she had probably said the Our Father, the Lord's Prayer 3,000 times in her life. You know, she probably grew up in Catholic school. She probably said it every Sunday or Saturday night, you know, and then at the end of her life, she was able to use that practice to go to the deepest silences of her soul and find there what? Love and gratitude. I mean, that is the whole thing. If that's not a miracle, I don't know what is, right? If that's not a momentous moment that shifts everything, I don't know what is. So I really believe that miracles are all around us, but that was for me a very special moment where she gave me a new ending to a prayer that I love. She gave me a remembrance of love and gratitude. But thank you, God, for everything. Um, in the midst of her vulnerability and her weakness, her fatigue, there was gratitude.